Hello, I am Bernard Jerome, and I'm 17 years old, and I'm in the 12th grade. So the first question is, what part of Boston do you live in, and how long does it take for you to get to school? So, I live technically, I live in Dorchester, but it's like on the line of Roxbury, and for me to take the bus, it takes me about, I would say, like 25 minutes, because of like traffic and stuff. But if I bike, sometimes I bike, it takes me like 11 minutes, 10 minutes. It's not that bad. Next is, where is your family from, and could you talk a little bit about your culture / traditions? So, my mom is white, and she's from America and everything. And I know like her side the most. I get to see them like all the time, like Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'll go there like during vacations, and I always get to see them. I'm close with them and everything, and they've lived in the same house for a while. And I got family in like California, Virginia, and some other places around like the country and stuff. But we've always had like a culture of like getting together and all this different type of stuff, and traveling, and whether it's hiking or skiing or whatever. My family's really into that stuff. And then there's my dad's side. He's from Cameroon, and basically all of his family is still in Cameroon. Yeah, there's a couple people who are like out for like school and stuff, but my dad was the first one in his family to go to school. And yeah, like I visited once. I want to go back. We was talking about it. So I guess I'm planning to go back like maybe next year or 2 years or something. But yeah, the cultures and traditions over there is like, I know when I went there, just because, this was family that they haven't seen. Every time I went to somebody's house, they would prepare like a big meal. It was ridiculous. There was one day where literally I had like 6 dinners and just tables. I was like, yo, I cannot do it. You know what I mean? I fell asleep at the last person. I felt so bad, but yeah. And the food's amazing, and we they're very loving and caring, and all that stuff. What do you do for fun outside of school? I love basketball. Basketball is like my thing. It's always been my thing that I do for fun and stuff. Just because, like, if I'm gonna hang out with friends, like, I don't know. I find a lot of people not worth the effort. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I'll play basketball. Yeah, that's basically been my thing for a while. That's been, the always done. It's never changed. Do you enjoy school, and how could school be improved for you? I do enjoy school. 1, because it's something to do. 2, because there's like other kids there and stuff. 3, because sometimes I get to learn stuff actually. But for me, it could. I don't know. There's a lot that could be improved.
Yeah, but just tell me please. Like, it's really good thing. What else we have to improve?
A lot.
School community.
Because I've been to 4 different high schools. What I mean? I've been to school outside, like Boston, outside of Boston, and like suburbs, and then I've been to school in Texas. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's fun. It's ironic because it's like, it just always seems like there's kids that are like overachievers. They get the most attention, and then they have that momentum to keep going, which is fine. You know what I mean? Like, if a kid is doing good, they should always be challenged and pushed even more. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say to the limit where like, you see kids at like BLS or BLA that like, now they're like extremely antisocial, or they like, legit want to kill themselves. But like that element of like learning, has to be there. And I feel
one more question, like, what kind of like teaching methods, teaching strategy, teaching like style you like,
I think that the most effective like teaching strategies are like, you have to there has to be a personal relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's the other thing. Like, class sizes can't be too big, or else it defeats the whole purpose of education. You know what I mean? Because then it's a competition, and not like, that's, you don't want people to really have to do that. Because then it's in the classroom, it's just gonna be it's a recipe for disaster. But
Okay, one more. Right now, like math class, like we teach like some kind of like lecture method more, right? What do you think about like project-based learning, and then how about like more interaction method or more grouping, discussing? What do you think about that?
Well, math is an interesting subject because you can always with math you can always show like representation, but that's really as far as it goes in terms of like talking about stuff. You know what I mean? Like examples. That's as far as it goes in terms of like critical thinking or whatever, and like application. You know what I mean? You have to like, figure out application. But I think that like projects for math, so like
Good afternoon, family. Please pardon the afternoon announcement.
I think
Members of the
when you're talking about like
choir, new
math
members
projects
and
that
existing members,
put
if you are to
that type of
choir,
math
already in
into
the choir.
like practice,
Ladies and gentlemen,
that
training
helps
today
because now we
is
understand
from
like
106.
what the math is for, and also it can help us
But
like
there
it
is
helps people
choir
understand
today.
like with log like it's confusing because of
Thank you,
like
Mrs. Sun. I need
what
teachers
it's
and
not
students,
practical to
please
us,
listen carefully
but
regarding Project
it makes
Week
sense
starting
once it's put in
tomorrow.
an example.
Teachers, an email was sent out this afternoon with
Next
a
one.
lot of final details for our 3 days of Project Week.
What do you think
Please
your
check
strengths
that
are,
and reach out to
and
Mr.
what do you think
Simpson
your
or
weaknesses
myself
are?
with questions.
Personally,
Students, if you did
my
not submit
one of my
your
strengths
permission slip yet,
that I've
make
seen
sure you
a
bring
lot
it tomorrow
is
and bring it to
that
the main office. If you need a permission slip,
I
please
persevere,
provide the main
right?
office
So like I don't really give
today
up. I don't like to
before
give
you
up.
leave school.
You know what I mean?
If you are
And I
part
also
of the
I also know how to
Discover
make like
Boston,
an
please
impression
report
kind
to
of. You know what I mean? Like I know when
319
it's
after school
I know when
today.
there's times to
Make sure that you
listen to
dress
people
according
and
to
times
the weather.
when it
Some of
doesn't
you
matter.
will be
And I think that
traveling
weakness of
outside
like,
to locations.
oh, it doesn't. I don't have to
Please
listen to these people. I
dress
think that's my
warmly.
weakness. You know what I mean? Because I don't end up taking people
Attendance
serious.
does count. If you are not here,
And that's not good
you'll
for
be
anyone.
marked
You know,
as
it's
an unexcused
everyone has something
absent,
to say,
and that
something
will
valuable
impact
to
your
teach.
term to grade. Lastly, there is no ILT meeting
What
today.
are your plans
And
after
again,
high
if there are
school, and what is
questions for
one
Project
dream
Week,
you
see
have?
us between
All right.
classes or
So my
after
plans
school.
for after high school
Thank you.
are
Have a great day.
still kind of undecided. They're not cement, you know. But I want to. One of the big things I'm looking into is like having a trade after school, so that I can have like money and stuff. You know what I mean? And then once I have that money, I hope that then I can go into college. You know what I mean? So then I don't have the financial burden and blah 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 blah, or at least I have something that's manageable. You know what I mean? I don't go into huge debt for like, huge debt reasons. But yeah, but I want to see if I can do both at the same time. You know what I mean? Trades and college and school and everything. And one dream I have is to have a huge house on a property of land that basically I can design whatever I want to do with the house. And I want to have like an obnoxious amount of rooms for obnoxious reasons. So like I'm gonna have a red room, an orange room, a black room, like all these different stuff. I'm gonna have culture rooms, like just obnoxious. But it's gonna be like a representation of like what I really found like interesting and valuable, and it's gonna be like art, and it'll be amazing. If you could choose one living person to be president, who would it be? One living person to be president.
Yeah.
That's hard. One living person to be president?
In your view, you can choose anyone, like, whatever you think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like who would be like who's a really good leader.
Yeah.
Because the people I look up to aren't necessarily like big leaders. You know what I mean? But they are good people themselves.
Like, have you ever feel like you were the good president like before? Sometimes do you have any idea about like the before president? Maybe some you can talk about like the previous one.
I mean, they're all problematic, in their own ways and stuff. Even Barack Obama, which when I was like, it was 2008. You know what I mean? So I was a little kid. I was like, oh my God, Barack Obama. But then I learned stuff. I learned, about like, you know, drone strikes and all that stuff. And then once I realized that and learned how presidents really can just do crazy stuff and have done crazy stuff, I was just like, wow, like, it's ridiculous. I think the job of the president is also just a ridiculous role, you know. It's not a natural position to be in. And plus you're the face, you know.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool, Sharma.